name is Sean Rafferty and I've privileged to be the principal of St. Louis Grammar School in Ballymena. We've been very, very fortunate in recent years. We've invested very heavily in sports and sports technology because we see sport as a great leveller. It's a great way of increasing participation both in school and out of school. It's a great way of making sure that discipline and self-control and teamwork and all those skills and qualities that we talk about in the classroom can manifest itself, and it has been very, very effective for us. Our increased participation in Ulster Colleges games, both camogie, hurling, football and indeed handball, increased participation has not in any way dented our exam performances. In fact, our exam performances over the last 3 years has increased significantly, and I would argue that potentially because of extracurricular links in sport and the use of sport technology and all the skills and qualities our young people have.
My name is Brad Adams, Head of Sport and Physical Education at St. Louis Grammar School. We started using analysis even down as far as Key Stage 3. As you can see now, there's a basketball lesson going on now, Key Stage 4, normal basketball lesson, and it's being used just for the boys and girls to go through their strengths and weaknesses. We had an inspection in the school from Monday to Wednesday this week, and we were using Performa Sports in it. So we had pupils tagging their performance, tagging obviously the skill level, and then we were able to go back to that and focus on any strengths and any improvements that were required. We also use it obviously a bit more professionally at A level, and Mr. Henry's using it at the minute for BTEC sport, for the pupils who are actually analysing their own performance and getting it in real fine detail. At the start I wasn't sure how we bring it into the PE curriculum. We obviously use iPads and we use a lot of visual feedback, but it fits in completely, fits in really well as a normal curriculum PE. So obviously we're looking for skill development and refinement of skills, and a game like basketball, it's very technical, it's really good. But I think overall, where we've had a real good contribution is the extracurricular, especially the Mageean team, the MacRory team, being able to watch their own performances. Mr. Henry and myself being able to edit what we want them to focus on. For example, we checked after the semi-final of the Mageean game, we checked that we weren't winning any dirty ball in midfield. And you say this to the boys sometimes and they don't really, they get a sense, but when you're actually showing them and you're giving them point by point, and then the boys are able to go on obviously to their individual performances and see what they have done in the match. So it's the greatest feedback you can get. Using Performa Sports has definitely enhanced the PE department. And as I said already, initially I was only interested in for extracurricular sport. With every teams we were using it, and every team we've used it, and including the camogie teams have used it as well. We thought it brought great feedback, but Mr. Henry's brought it into the PE curriculum, and it's been really beneficial.
My name is Miss Donaghy. I am the girls' PE teacher at St. Louis, and I also take camogie. Usually just because there would be me or another person there, and we'd be trying to look at the game as opposed to video it ourselves, so we'd usually get a sub to do it. And then after the game we would pick out key points from the recordings that we felt we could talk about to the girls. Things like how they were trying to move in the forward line or how they were trying to take scores. So we'd be taking out, we wouldn't watch the whole video, we would take out wee key points. So the girls were able to look at it and go, all right miss, I do know what you're talking about.
Okay, my name's Owen Henry, I'm a PE teacher here at St. Louis in Ballymena. The PE curriculum is, like in most schools, it's split up into a Key Stage 3 where we offer a kind of wide range of sports to all the students, where we look at performance, but also now something we're trying to bring in is evaluating, improving and analysis of performance, so the students have an opportunity to look at themselves and see where they're strong and where they need to develop. And apps such as Performa Sports have been a great help in that regard, because the young children really love getting their hands on the iPad and the PE lesson, and at the end of a game of basketball or a game of hurling or soccer, they get to see how many passes they completed or how many shots they missed and so on and so forth. So it gives a real good kind of focus on that. And then they move on to Key Stage 4. They have the options of core PE, which all students have to do, and then you have GCSE PE, and then as they move on into Key Stage 5, we have A-level PE and BTEC Sport Level 3. So they all, throughout require the students to become reflective learners in terms of what they do as a performer. The analysis of sports performance is really important. Using Performa Sports, what they then do is, they can edit and look at playlists and filters, and so they can see, like say for example, John's passing was 35% success rate, he could then go and look at the clips of his passing, and he could do that kind of technical assessment on that and a more qualitative look, so he can look at the sort of his body shape and his angles and so on and so forth. So very, very useful tools to have. Anytime we're going out for a match, we bring a video camera and we video everything. We bring it back, and then it's a case of one of the teachers or the coaches analyse it. Or now what we're trying to do, we're getting to the point where we have students who are becoming very, very capable analysts themselves, and they analyse the game. We use the school's shared area so students can access the games and watch the games on the school and from home, and then also use the Performa Sports cloud analysis as well, so they can access it that way. They analyse the games themselves, and it kind of serves so many purposes. It helps the students develop as a performer, and it also gives them an enjoyable learning experience. Mr. Adams, the head of P&I, had a conversation about what can we do to improve the quality of school sport, what can we do to give us an extra edge moving forward, and we spoke about Performa Sports. Both of us had heard of it before, and we decided to get it into the school. And I mean, right from the very beginning, it gave a real insight and a focus for the teams, because after every game we're able to see how we performed in relation to those key performance indicators, and from that we were really able to see what our strengths were and what our areas of development were. So I really have enjoyed using Performa Sports over this first year, and I think we've only been using it for a few months, and how much we've already achieved.
My name is Catherine McMullen. I played centre half back in the Mageean Cup winning team. We would break down our play. Mr. Henry, he was the coordinator of the whole thing really. He would video us out playing and training and stuff, and then we can compare how intense our training sessions was in comparison to matches. Take short skits of the matches and then compare them to the training. And we'd assess turnovers and possession, and also Ryan Elliott, our goalkeeper, so say he would puck the ball out and how many times that we retained the possession after the goal puck out. In the game before St Mary's, we broke down possession stats and also turnovers, and turnovers was our main area that we were wanting to improve on. So we seen in the St Pat's game that we were getting say 12 or 13 turnovers per half, and we pushed towards the next goal, which would have been 20 turnovers in the first half. And we were fortunate enough, I think it was 23 we got in the first half in the St Mary's game. So we knew we were on target there, and the scoreline actually reflected that as well, because we were well in the lead at half time. And then basically we were able to put a number to our intensity, and that helped us tremendously towards getting the Mageean Cup. I'm also involved in the sports studies class as well, and we would use some of the stats from Performa Sports in our assignments as well. So it's helping with both on the pitch and off the pitch too, so it's been a great benefit to the school.